Hello folks, Sean here, back with another video. Today I'm wearing my Timex digital watch because I'm going to review the Timex Sinclair 1000 personal computer. Okay, so this is another computer that I've had in my collection for a number of years. I bought this from a professor at Ferris State University who actually had sold these to students in his class for HVAC. So it was like an introductory programming so they get accustomed to programming computers. These back in the I guess probably when he was doing this would have been in the mid 80s. Were very inexpensive computers, somewhere around $100. Later, of course, the prices dropped. And I've had it in the box. The box is a little torn up. It's been like that since I've owned it. I'm pretty sure it's probably new, never really been used. Just kind of like I don't know how many of these he had in in his closet. Probably till he gave me the one that was the roughest. It was kind of comical when I purchased it from him. He kind of behaved like I was trying to swindle him or something, but at the time I purchased it, it would have been in the late 90s. So at that time, these computers really had absolutely no value whatsoever. I haven't looked at eBay prices recently, so I'm not sure where we're at now. But I'm guessing a computer in the box would probably run you $50 plus shipping. But like I said, I haven't looked at it. I'll go ahead and talk about the specs here in a little bit, but first let's go ahead and take a look at the box. Like I said, I purchased this. I don't believe I might have opened it. I never actually connected the computer, so that's something that I want to do today. Is I'm going to actually take it out of the box. We'll get a good look at the computer, and I think that I'm going to even try connecting it, see what happens. So let's take a look at what we got inside. So, before I get too carried away, what I should do is take a look at what we got on the box. Let's take a look at this. So, on the box, not much on the front, just Timex Sinclair 1000. So, Timex partnered with Sinclair Computers in the UK, and they have the ZX81 computer, I believe. So this is pretty much a copy of the ZX81, except they rebranded it as a Timex Sinclair 1000 for the US market. Let's see here. Not much on the side of the box here. Just, again, Timex Sinclair. The top of the box, same thing. It says Timex Sinclair personal computer. Very nice. Same thing on the side here. Nothing much. Let's take a look at the bottom here. It says we got the Timex Sinclair 1000. The pack includes the computer, power adapter, lead, plugs for connecting to a TV, cassette recorder, and TV computer switch. Also includes full instruction and computing course manual. So this will be interesting. I think I'm going to go through that. Let's see, you need your own TV, color or black and white. This is a black and white computer, so having color is not going to help you at all. Another thing interesting about this little computer is I don't believe it has any sound capability whatsoever. Here's the Timex Sinclair 1000. And we have a user manual, our power adapter. These are the leads that plug into a cassette player or cassette recorder. I used to have a really nice Radio Shack cassette recorder. Unfortunately, I donated it to a video game museum at the University of Michigan. Kind of wish I would have kept it now, but that's okay. We'll get by. So it's saying you need your own portable cassette recorder. Useful but not essential to store programs on ordinary cassettes. Well, if you want to store your programs, it's absolutely necessary. If you just want to tinker around with the computer, pop a few things in, no, it's not necessary. You can see how the leads plug in. We've got our play and a record going in to the computer. Here we've got an output going to the TV. And we've got our power plug going from the wall to the computer. Now, another thing interesting about this computer is there is no power switch. To turn the computer on, you plug it in. To turn the computer off, you unplug it. So I believe the Raspberry Pi is very similar. So the British were really leading we're doing leading edge things to reduce the cost of computers, which then brought the price of the computer down. On the bottom of the box, take a look in here. We've got a Timex Sinclair. Revolutionary technology makes this computer possible. Okay, pretty neat. The Timex Sinclair is the first personal computer featuring our new microchip design. The design utilizes 4 powerful microchips, including a unique master chip that replaces as many as 18 chips on other personal computers. Timex Sinclair 1000, with the optional 16K RAM pack accessory, is a compact computer with all the power and high performance capacity that you are likely to need for personal use. All right, so we have the complete and ready to use, or it's complete and ready to use, connects easily to TV, uses standard audio cassette recorder, and it has a complete, easy to read instruction booklet inside. This is easy to learn, uses basic computer language, the easiest computer language to understand, easy to program, uniquely simple way of entering computer instructions. So we'll try that out and see how easy this computer is. This is a computer I've never actually really done much with, so it'll be interesting. Part of the expandable system, so it has 2K memory, expandable with optional 16K memory pack. I actually have one of these packs. I just have to dig it out. A printer can be added. Communication device can be added to gain access to outside data banks and other telecommunication services. I've never seen a modem for this computer, so I don't know if Timex actually came out with a modem for it or not, or if they did that with the Sinclair, the ZX81 in England. I'm not sure if they did that. Extensive line of Timex software available. You get household, business, education, and entertainment. Backed by Timex service. Ooh, a 90-day limited warranty. Boy, that does not give you a lot of time. And a Timex Surface contract available. So when I was in, I believe I was a 7th grader, our math teacher had purchased a bunch of these computers for the computer class. And I asked him, why would you buy these computers? Because, you know, they were the cheapest computers and they were kind of the nastiest computers at the time. But really it had to do with the fact that they could buy a whole lab of computers for about the same price as one, say, Apple II, which allowed every kid to actually sit down and program on the computer, which that actually makes a lot of sense. But it was kind of funny because these computers are made very cheaply. So the one thing that would go out on these computers with the keyboards would go out, but they would send them back, and they would fix them and send them back to the school. So it worked out at least for 1 year. They used these Timex computers. The power is within your reach. That's a pretty bold trademark there. So it looks like this one was purchased at Gamble's, which I have no idea where that store is at, probably, or if it even exists anymore. And it was $99.95. So that was kind of at their heyday at that time for the $99.95. So looking at the inside of the styrofoam box, we've got, I believe this is our antenna, our lead, our RF lead that goes to the television. I have, this is the lead that goes to our cassette deck, our recorder. And this is our power pack. This computer's probably been used at one time or another. There's a chance that, you know, I don't know, maybe it hasn't been used, but it may or may not have. There's a chance that the professor who sold, you know, was selling these to his class, he might have bought them back if they were in good working condition. So it may or may not be new. Let's take a look at the computer here. So the computer looks pretty nice. It is missing the TV lead, but that's okay. I have ways around that. Keyboard looks nice. The one thing that would happen in the schools is that kids would just jab at the keyboard and break the little memo touch keypads here. Again, along the side, this is our out to the TV. And we've got our, it says ear and mic. So the ear would actually be like the output, and the mic is your input. And then your 9-volt DC. Now, something else to note on this computer is the plugs for your power and your input and output for your cassette recorder are exactly the same. You want to be mindful when you're plugging in the computer that you don't get them in the wrong spot. Of course, there's nothing along the front, nothing along the side. Let's take a look at the back. On the back, we only have one connection, and this would be where we put our this expansion port. This is where we put our memory. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. The math professor had said, or the math teacher when I was in high school said that you could actually plug these memory packs into each other and piggyback them, and you could like expand the memory out to this ridiculous amount. I don't know if that's true or not. But oh, look, we're missing one of our feet to the bottom of on the bottom of the computer. We've got a channel 2 and channel 3 selector. I'll put this guy on channel 3. I will have to see if I can get the foot for that. So yeah, no serviceable parts inside. Use only Timex approved AC adapter. And here we've got our serial number. Looks like it's number 130,571. So pretty neat, pretty nice little computer. Here we've got our user manual. Oh, I found my foot. It was in the box. So I'll just go ahead and put that back on the computer. Go ahead and fix my computer, put the foot back on there. There we go. Of course, the screws are conveniently located under the feet, so if you want to repair the computer, you got to pull the feet off. But there we go. So this might have been a new computer, I'm not sure. Okay, so let's take a look at the user manual. So this is copyright 1982. Written by Stephen Vickers. Here's our table of contents. Here's our warnings about how it creates radio interference. We've got the limited warranty. 90-day, okay, so Timex Sinclair computer is warranted to its owner for a period of 90 days from the date of original purchase against defects of manufacture. This limited warranty is given to Timex Computer Corporation, not by the dealer whom it was purchased. So, in other words, send it to Timex. Don't bring it back to the store. Okay, introduction, getting started. Welcome to the world of computing. Before you plug in your new Timex Sinclair 1000, please take a moment to think about this exciting new adventure. We want to assure that you, 1, you will enjoy computing. 2, you will find it easy as well as enjoyable. 3, you shouldn't be afraid of the computer. You are smarter than it is, so it is your parakeet for that matter. 4, you will make mistakes as you learn. The computer will not laugh at you. And 5, your mistakes will not do any harm to the computer. You can break it by pushing the wrong, you can't break it by pushing the wrong button. All right, I am not going to read the rest of this, but yeah, nice little introduction to the computer. Basically just saying, hey, take your time with it, have fun with it. Okay, how to set up your Timex Sinclair 1000. This is about, connecting it into your TV. Oh, and when you get it all set up, we should get a picture like this with a K. It says the K in the lower left-hand corner of the screen is called a cursor, and it means that TS1000 is ready for action. Don't know why it's a K, but maybe it's a different way of spelling cursor. I don't know. Okay, using ready-to-run programs, one thing I notice here, it says that you will find that programs written for the Sinclair ZX81 and its predecessor of the Timex Sinclair 1000 will run on your computer. So before the ZX81, I believe they had the ZX80. Okay, so this is a very, very wordy manual. So here we got loading from a tape, talking about, getting everything run and enter and run and enter and enter and geez, oh Pete, we're just going on and on. And so far, I think all I've done is maybe loaded a program. So chapter 3, telling a computer what to do. Print 2 plus 2. That should give you an answer. So, all right. Now, let's take a look. So the Sinclair is a little bit different. So if we take a look, our keyboard here you'll notice that the keyboard has the commands above the keys. So like if I look at the P key, it says print above it. And that's because you don't type in the command print on the Sinclair. What you do is you push the P key when it's expecting a command, and then it enters the print command. O would be the poke command and so forth. So here it's saying, to type in a command to get 2 plus 2, it says first type print, but although you can see the keyboard has a key for each letter, you do not spell the word out print. As soon as you press P, the whole word comes onto the screen followed by a space, and the screen will look like this. So it actually has print and then an L. The reason that at the beginning of each command the computer is expecting a keyword, and that specifies what kind of command it is. The keywords are written above the keys, and you will see the print appears in the P key, so that you'll get print if you press the P. All right, computer lets you know that it expects a keyword by the K. Oh, there we go. So the K means it's expecting a keyword. And then when it gets to, has an L, let's see here, there's almost always a white on black inverse video letter, either a K or an L. We shall see later F or a G, called a cursor. The K means whatever you press will be taken as a keyword. As you saw after you had pressed P for print, the K changes to an L. So it still hasn't told me what the L stands for. So now type 2. This should cause no problem. Again, you should see 2 appear on the screen and L move one place to the right. Okay, so anyhow, so now you're building out your command. So I have print 2 plus 2, still has an L there. Now press enter. The key function enter. You would press this key when you are finished with a line. The computer will then compute. In our case, the screen changes to 4. So it has a 0/0. Okay, so obviously the 4 is what you're looking for. The 0/0, I'm not sure what that means. Probably has something to do with the line number that you're running. Okay, so it does say 0/0 is the report. Okay, so anyhow, it's a little different than your typical basic computer at the time. Uses a lot of tokens and so forth. So now we're getting into chapter 4. We're going to write a program. Looks like we have a very simple little program. Hello world type programmer, but this one's saying hello Jack. Then chapter 5, punctuation and arranging output on the screen. Okay, so now it's got the parentheses for the Jack. And chapter 6 is loops. It's got the 4 next loops in here. Chapter 7, we're talking about the if command. And let's see here, if condition, blah, blah, blah. And we got some more commands in here. Slow and fast. Now this is interesting too. So I know with the Sinclair 1000, or in the Sinclairs in general, you can run the computer faster by turning off the video. I think it'll run like twice as fast. But the screen goes out and it actually kind of flickers really weird. So if you need it to do something and you don't need to see the screen, just tell it to go to fast mode. It does its processing, and then when it's done, you can come out and then actually see the screen. Now, I'm sure that if you're not careful, you can probably stay in fast mode if you don't tell it to go back into slow mode. So then you would never see the output. Here we've got some subroutines. Wow. When the computer gets full, okay, so now we're talking about the 2K memory. So obviously it's going to run out of memory pretty quickly if you're not careful. Okay, so continuing on, we have dimension commands, mathematics with the Timex. Now one thing I'm noticing, I'm on page 51 and I haven't seen a single picture yet. So yeah, this manual is, it looks like it's okay in the way it's going over the commands, but it's definitely not the most entertaining manual I've seen. Advanced printing techniques. Here we've got information on the character set. So here we've got all of our characters. I don't believe there is a graphics mode on the Timex, so any kind of graphics, it's like the Commodore PET, you're going to have to build it using these graphic characters, these graphic symbols. So let's see here. Oh, we have something on graphics. So it says it gives us a display of 22 lines and 32 columns, making 22 by 32, or 704 character positions, each containing 4 pixels. All right. So it looks like it's using the character graphics to build up like a kind of a quasi bitmap screen. Let's see if it gives us any pictures here at all of any kind of graphical output. Yeah, here we go. Oh, here they're making a Monopoly, a very primitive Monopoly board. Here's our screen resolution. Going into functions, time and motion, arrays, building arrays. You know, I don't think this computer has been used because this manual's in like tip-top condition. It's just missing the TV switch box, but heck, I might have taken it out at one time. Who knows? We got strings. Boy, you know, I think I'm going to just kind of page this a little bit quicker. Substrings. So we kind of get the point of this manual. Here we got, looks like our, oh, there we go. Let's go to Chapter 24, How a Computer Works. It is beyond the scope of this manual to describe the detail of electronics of the TS-1000 and its operation. Okay. Here we got our computer. Oh, nice little image of our computer. Let's take a look here. We have the SCL Workhorse, so this is one of their main chips they've got here in the Timex. And I think what they're talking about when we talk about the, you know, the way they were able to do cost cutting with this computer by reducing the number of chips made this computer very inexpensive compared to other computers that were out there. So here we've got our RAM. Here's our CPU. This should be a ZX80 CPU, I believe, running at something like 4 megahertz. Here's our operating system. Our ROM is stored in here. Got some voltage regulators and our video modulator. This is where our expansion bus is in the back. Yeah, and here, this is interesting. It says Sinclair ZX81 USA. So that's interesting. So they didn't actually, I don't know, I probably won't take mine apart, but it would be kind of interesting to see if it has ZX81 or Timex Sinclair on there. Another thing you'll notice if you look at the traces here, these look like they were hand-drawn traces. When they laid out the motherboard, you can actually see how they're just kind of strung out. So very, very interesting. A lot to be seen. Here we got using machine code. So this would be interesting to see if you could learn anything at all. I don't think you're going to learn much with this manual as far as getting into machine code. Organization of storage. So this is probably how, yeah, this is how, this is the stack and everything, how the computer is storing its memory, how it stores things in memory. Yeah. System variables. And here's our character set. It looks like our full character set now. Yeah, okay. So that's about it. I didn't think there was a single photo except the one photo of the computer. Well, the computer on the cover, motherboard on the inside. That's it for pictures. So I try to keep my videos under 20 minutes and we're already running over that. So this was just a quick look at what comes in the box and a page through the manual. In the next series of videos, I plan to maybe possibly open up the Timex, see what the motherboard actually looks like, and also, of course, plug it into the TV and see it in operation. And if I can, I'd even like to try to rig something up to be able to load software into the Timex and play around with some of the software titles that one may have bought back in the 1980s for it. So I'm going to have to wrap it up now. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll join me again for a future video. Take care for now. Goodbye.